the programming languages or classical DSLs. And so, we need to address this topic differently, but people can still benefit from the languageness. So again, the term language is of course interpreted quite liberally here, because all these different notations is not stuff that people typically consider languages. So in some sense, it's a mix between languages and form-based stuff. And so if we compare these two things from the language world, we take expressions with type checks. If you compare two values, you can't, a plus b times 7. There's not any way you can do this more domain specific, right? Expressions are just expressions. This is nothing you can do. So that's fine. Things like code completion. In the beginning, domain people don't like that. You have to give them buttons and menu entries, but after a while, they understand that pressing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not joking about business people. It's just they're used to different tools, and pressing control space is not something they're used to. But after a while, they notice that it's useful that the stuff in the code completion menu only shows up when you need it and doesn't clutter the screen all the time. So they do get used to it, but it takes some time. Things like version control. I didn't show that, but MPS supports diff merge for all these graphical, textual, graphical, mathematical notations. So version control is something that these people don't use. What they mean by version control is creating a copy of the original file _date in your shared directory. Right? So this is something that might help. Things like refactoring insurance contracts. Makes a lot of sense. It really makes sense, but they've never done it because the tools can't do it. Debugging. What does it mean to debug an insurance contract? Well, maybe you take a representative customer and you look at all the values that your formulas create, right? You step through and see how much he'll pay every month and stuff like that. It's extremely useful for these people. They could never do it because Word can't debug documents, right? And from the